Okay. Good morning. Happy 2023. I'm so excited to do this today because I am pumped for 2023. As a lot of you know, I had a lot of big changes career-wise. I'm so excited to actually get this started and just do big things. And part of my motivation this year, of course, I mean, I put it on Facebook. I'm trying to be more on social media, which is incredibly uncomfortable for me, but it was one of the quarterly goals that I set for myself because I know I have to put my face out there, right? I have to get connected so that, kind of reintroduce myself. I've always been kind of low key. And so I wanted to really put myself out there, and it's stressful to me, and it's not comfortable, and it's work. And sometimes I have to take a video or a picture more times than are comfortable, and nothing to do with I guess not, I don't know. It's embarrassing because it's not comfortable for me. I'm just not a self promoter in general. I love hyping other people. I will hype people all day long. I think some of you know that. But when it turns it to me, it makes me uncomfortable to do that. And so part of my business plan was that. So I'm just forcing myself to do that. And for 2023, you can do a lot in a year. I really want you guys to absorb that. You could change your entire life in 1 year. You could be completely different than the person you are financially, health-wise, relationally, but it's going to take work. And a lot of times we tell ourselves these limiting beliefs that maybe, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't know enough people, I can't, blah, 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 blah. That's our inner voice, right? Telling us those things, but none of that's true. Okay. You really have to be, and I'll say this all the time. And Sean Wilmot literally texted me. He's like, I love that concept. Be your own hype man, right? Pump yourself up every day. Tell yourself you can. Tell yourself you can do the things, because what you bring that around everywhere, right? If you get it externally, you might get it here and there, things like that. But if you are telling yourself those things every day, if all you're hearing are these good, positive things that you can do this, you can be successful, I will meet people this week, I will get a listing appointment, I will find a new buyer, I will go to the gym 3 times this week. The more you tell yourself that, the more you're going to internalize that and actually do that. What is and I want you to think about this. This is kind of like the big picture thing. Okay, well, that'll be interesting. What is that's the big picture right there. No, what is your vision of success? So I really want people to think about this for a second. I'm going to pause here. What does success mean to you? Okay, think about that. So I had someone once was like, I just want to be rich. And I named 2 people that I know that are very wealthy, that are not happy. Okay, so is wealth what it is? Is wealth success? Is it? Is that okay? So if someone could shout out something that you feel like is your definition of success.
Freedom,
time freedom, happiness, accomplishments. Anyone else? I think those are good. So to me, it's happiness, right? Because control. You would say that, Mike. How about on Zoom? Anyone want to shout out something what is true success to you?
I'll say setting a goal and actually hitting it.
Shannon, love it. Misty, Lisa?
Being your own boss.
Being your own boss.
Control of your own life.
Control of your own life. That's a great one. Lisa, do you have anything that makes you happy or successful? Sorry. No. Tabitha, happy family. That's a good one. So the reason I ask you this is as you're setting your goals for 2023, really think about that, right? What makes you successful? What makes you feel successful at the end of the year, right? So, for me, like, I love balance. I love like having like working hard and playing hard. Like if you see me out, I'm crazy. If you see me here, I'm in work mode, I'm in hustle mode. I want to, build my business. And I love that balance of those two things. That's what makes me happy. If I'm out of balance, if I feel like I'm working too much and not spending enough time with those people that build me up and that I love and having fun and cut loose, you will see me. I will be a totally different person. You will hate me. Actually, you will literally hate me. I have apologized like in the past when I've been busy. I've apologized when Becca's been my processor for a long time. Michael was my processor back in the day, and they could tell when I was working too much. I was like, oh my God, I'm acting crazy. And I know it, I'm sorry. Like, and I could see it because it felt so uncomfortable to me, right? I never want to be like rude to people or short with people or any of that. And like, so that's why it's always important for me to keep in balance. So that's huge to me. I like making money though, too, right? I'm not going to say that I don't, because I want to have a lifestyle that I enjoy. And I want to be able to provide and do nice things for my kids, my family, my friends. I want to be able to be generous. So that's important too. And I need to take care of my body, right? Like over the break, I don't know if anyone's with me on this. It was like cookies for dinner, I think. Wake up, oh, I need some cookies. Lunchtime cookies, like whatever. I don't even normally eat a cookie in a week. And I was like raging, like that was my like sustenance, right? I'm not sure how I'm alive right now, if I'm honest with you, or a diabetic. I don't know. Like, but I'm like that. I started to feel bad everywhere. Like my body was like sore. I felt like bad about my self-image. And I was like, gosh, this is terrible. Like, why don't I value my body, right? We have one body, we have one life. And I was thinking, like, I had heard this podcaster say, you cannot be successful and have a shitty body. And I'm like, I mean, it's true. Like, you have to take care of yourself. What is more important than taking care of you so that you can live the next day, right? So figure out, and relationally, like, I really think it's funny, like, Michael, can I call you out? He sent me like the most sweet text today. And I used to wake up to really nasty texts in the morning. And I woke up to a really like amazing text from him. And like, I could cry right now because like, I have so much gratitude for that. Right. And so to me, like the relationships that I have, and like, I have these like little special connections with so many people that are like, even in this room on this Zoom, like, I just like how important are relationships? Like they are so extremely important. And like, sorry, I'm getting cooked up. Like, but it's just like, I am and forever gratitude for that, like how lucky I am every day. And so when you think about figuring out your goals, it's your health, your wealth, your relationships, or maybe it can also be, and I don't want to like limit it, right? Because we are in the business to make money, or it could be a purchase, right? Maybe you need a new house. Maybe you're, driving in like a car that's barely hanging on and you just need to upgrade your vehicle. It could be anything, but figure out what your goals are, but make sure that they're the actual truth, because I don't want you to set a goal that you're not actually going to work for. Right? Because what happens if it's not really something you actually want, you won't put the work in. And it does take work to reach our goals. It takes a lot of effing work, okay, to reach your goals. It's not easy. And you can, I mean, it takes a lot of work, but if you think about it, really sucks to put that amount of work in, but it also sucks to be broke and struggling, right? So which one would you rather do, right? Would you put the work in to get what you want out of life and be successful? Or would you, just struggle? Which, I mean, they're both hard. Which one? I mean, Mike said yesterday, like, which heart are you going to choose? I love that. Like, so putting the effort in is going to bring you closer to where you want to be. And maybe you don't get there in 1 year, but I bet you'll be a heck of a lot closer if you didn't put the work in. And there's, it's to the point, like, I'm so excited about my life right now and like reprioritizing how I'm spending my time and my efforts. Like, I'm literally waking up at 4 a.m, ready to go, which is crazy. I'm going to bed at, I need like 5 hours of sleep now, where before I was like, oh, I don't even want to get out of bed. I have this meeting today or whatever. I'm waking up hyped for my day. I'm creating a life that I love and that I want to do every single day. So there's a saw in the background on Zoom if you're hearing that. Progress. progress. But so I'm waking up every day ready to go, right? So to me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to actually every morning, I'm just stopping, putting everything aside, not touching my phone. Like if I'm waking up to an alarm, I'll turn my alarm off because it's annoying. But I have a gratitude journal and every day I'm filling it out. It's like 3 things you're thankful for, 3 things that you hope to accomplish today, and 3 things, what's the other thing? 3 things you're looking forward to or something like that. And so like every day, like I'm doing that before I look at anything. And then I'm sending out some sort of gratitude to the people that I love in my life in some form or another, which made me laugh because that's what Michael did to me today. So I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. And it's filling my cup and filling other people's cup before I even start my day. I'm starting in the right place. I'm doing something good for myself and good for others, and really expressing like all that I'm thankful for. And so I highly suggest that gratitude is the first place that you start every day for 2023. So if all of us were here and we all threw our problems out, right? Every struggle we have, every bad thing, every thing that's upsetting, every financial challenge, relational challenge, if we all put all of our shit in a pile right here, and you saw everything that everyone is dealing with, like, I really do feel like you would be grateful for the problems you have, because they're problems that you can solve. They're problems that you can work through. They're problems that if you are focused enough on achieving and getting out of it, you can do it, right? You might not be able to solve the other problems. You might not be able to solve, whatever, marriage issues or struggling to pay a mortgage payment, or you may not be able to solve that for someone else, but you can solve it for you, right? You can work hard and then maybe you're helping someone else in some way. And so if you start with this morning gratitude every day, because guess what? You could have a billion, zillion, gazillion dollars, but if you don't wake up tomorrow, what does that mean to you, right? You woke up. That's gratitude number 1. You've started your day. It's good morning. I'm here, right? I'm here for it. Let's go. So just think about that. And then guess what? After you're grateful for everything, start doing the work, right? Like whatever it is, if it's taking care of your body, if it's starting your plan for the day of what I'm going to get done, who I'm going to call, making my list of prospects, whatever it is, start your day, but actually doing the work. You can't do the work. You can't claim that you want it, but not do the work. That doesn't make sense. That is not a math equation, right? You can't say, yes, I really, really want this, but I'm not really willing to do the work. You can't do that. So you have to actually do the work. If you really want, I'm sorry, I'm just go down one. And it may be uncomfortable, right? You may be having to do things that you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm uncomfortable doing that. I don't like that. I mean, that's social media for me all day. It may be something that you hate. It may be called cold calling. It may be circle prospecting. It may be going to networking events, but you're shy. It could be anything to make your connections, but you just have to do it. It's forcing yourself. That's the work, right? So like I did my little like dumb social media post, and like so many people like were so nice to me, and I was like, oh my God, this is so nice. Like I was like humbled, like I was like overwhelmed, like people, and it wasn't people that have like a, because of course there's going to be, people that want my business that are going to like shout me out or whatever, but it was actually like friends from forever ago. I mean, like that I have not talked to in years, and like, or friends that I'm like, we're barely connected, or past clients who I haven't spoke to forever that are still like checking out like what I'm doing. Like, it was like overwhelming to me. And so that was like, I did the work and that felt like the reward to me, right? Like I did the work and I felt the reward. Okay. So maybe I can do social media here and there. Okay, I'll dabble. But the same thing. So I was prospecting yesterday. I don't love it. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, that's the most fun ever. No, I like dancing and drinking and vacation, that's fun to me. I do not like prospecting. That is not naturally fun to me, right? But I'll force myself to do it. You know what helps me? I sat with Stacy, who I freaking love, and did it with her. And I was making some calls, and out of nowhere, I get a call from a client who I was, telling Mike yesterday, she ended up buying, I showed her like several condos, and she ended up buying a trailer home. And I was like, dang, that sucked. Well, she called me to list her property. I thought she was already like done and sold. She called me while we're in the middle of prospecting. I wasn't converting any of those people, but I got a listing call. Again, you're open for business. You're putting it out there. I want business. I want to work. I want a listing. I want a real estate connection, whatever. You're putting it out there, and then it comes back to you. So you must do the work to get the reward, though. It's not going to happen every time, but if you're putting the effort in, guess what? There's a lot higher probability that it's going to happen if you're actually putting the work in than not. Does anyone have anything that they'd like to add to where I'm at right now?
I was just gonna say that.
Okay, thank you. No. Okay, so there's things that, so your mindset, your skill set, and your habits, right? So those are all the things that you control, right? You control what's in your mind, right? You're coaching yourself. You're your own hype man. Like, seriously, you're your own hype man constantly. Think about that. Mindset is everything. Pour yourself with affirmations. Listen to people that build you up. Be around others that improve your mindset. Be around people that cheer you on, encourage you, believe in you, all of those things. And the crazy part is we have a pool here of those people. How freaking lucky are we, right? We have people that are willing to believe in us every day. We have people that are putting great content out there on social media. I'll shout Mike Mackin out, literally, he just put stuff out there. I was talking to a broker, not even part of EXP the other day, a good friend of mine. And literally he was like, I just love what he's putting out. It pumps me up. It excites me. I love to see what he's doing. I love the positive energy he's putting out on a regular basis. I understand why you wanted to be there. He said, that is so encouraging. It's infectious. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. He wasn't like, I want to recruit you. I mean, he would, but because he has said that forever, but he was doing, he saw and understood why I am where I am, right? Because you want to be around something like that, that's going to build you up and pump you up. Lisa, good Lord, she is one of those people that people just want to be around her. I understand that. She's one of my best friends. I always want to be around her, right? Because she's on that positive vibe all the time. If you're around her, you love her. She's just one of those people. And it to me is people that care about your mind. What is more important than that? Keep people that care about you being in the right headspace. Michael literally look at me you sure you're okay? He will try to read through every layer, even if I'm yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. He'll dig deep, because he cares. And that's what you need around you, right? Michael can tell when I'm stressed. I can tell, Becca will know too. It's just, that's what I want to, it's people that actually know you and get you. So keep your mindset exactly where it needs to be. So the second thing is skill set. You want to constantly be building your skill set. You want all of these trainings, absorb them. So many of them are free. Corey's putting out great trainings. We're doing this every week. Lisa's got Rising Stars for, people that are just getting started. All of these are free resources. If you're in EXP, we have the world at our fingertips. You can go into classes. But, don't just limit yourself to this stuff. I mean, there's big stuff out there. I've gone to tons of free things where it's a mortgage company is putting on something, a lunch and learn, or a marketing firm or a title company. They're putting on these things. They want your business. Yeah. Go there and take their free content, ignore their sales pitch, whatever, or maybe you like their sales pitch, who knows, but take advantage of that. Or if say it's cheap, go push yourself, go. I went to Glover University, to the Glover U thing with Jeff Glover. And I forgot, that was $30 maybe or something. Yeah, $35. But I learned so much from that. And it was like, of course, he's pushing all of his like propaganda and his magazine and his next thing and paid $2,000 to see me in Texas, blah, blah, blah. Of course, he's pushing all of those things. But like, if I like tune that out, like I got some good content. I changed my business up a little bit because of what he said. So build those skill sets constantly. I am not done growing. I'm not done learning. I'm just starting, and I've been in the business for 13 years, right? So there is constantly more to learn. There's never a real estate transaction that's identical. You have different people, you have different personalities, you have, you have a mortgage lender, a title company, a listing agent, a buyer's agent, both sets of clients. Like there's so many different things. It's different every time. I am learning every time. There's never been like, oh, this is cookie cutter. It's not ever, ever, ever. And so the more skill set you have to deal with that, the better. Habits. That's the other big one. You have to be habitual about what you're doing. So every day doing consistent things. I already said, I'm begging you guys, try to just start the day with gratitude. From there, that to me is the must. That to me is, there is no other choice but to start your day with gratitude because you woke up. So in that, if you just made that one change to be grateful, and then, everything else, figure out your own habits, because those habits are what are going to build into what you want to do to be successful. So whatever those are, make them consistent, do them daily. And if it's prayer, if it's meditation, if it's yoga, if it's prospecting every day, if it's going to the gym, if it's having an accountability partner where you Zoom every day, whatever it is, have something that you do every day. And maybe you pick 3 priorities for this year. You want to work on your relationships, you want to work on your health, and you want to work on your business. Okay, what habit could you do each day to develop those, right? So what could you do every single day to do some sort of development of that? So say you're up, at least 12 to 15 hours a day. Could you dedicate an hour each day to one of those things? So for 1 hour per day, I'm going to work on my health. For 1 hour per day, I'm going to work on my relationships. For 1 hour per day, I'm going to work on solely my business. And I'm telling you, put your phone away, don't have disturbances, or, whatever, silence your notifications while you're making calls, whatever, but really focus that hour per day. But maybe it's 4 hours per day because you want to do big things, where you're really dedicating yourself and focusing that time and really pouring yourself into what you want to do. The mindset, skill set, and habits are why you are where you are. So figure out what your minds or what your goals are, and then figure out how to get there. Who do you want to be? So when you start, who do you admire? Think about someone that you've seen that's doing something in a way that you're like, that's how I want to be. That's how I want to live. That's the success I want. You find a mentor, someone who can pour into you, that can teach you, this is how you get from this to this. And you can ask people, and some might say, no, I don't have time, or I'm not willing to do that. There's other people that have achieved what you would like. So and then if you can't find someone, Google it, ask a friend, find a book about it, hire a coach, like do something where there's a way that you can learn what you need to do to get to where you want to be. And then if you find that person, model them, because like action causes like results, right? So if you're seeing someone, you're like, okay, that's where I want to be. Okay, what could I do differently to be more like that? And follow that. So then the next, if relationships, to me, relationships are huge, right? I did a whole training towards the end of the year that relationships in real estate, and honestly in life, are everything, right? That's your legacy. That's your livelihood as a real estate agent. Last night, I was we surprised my friend Beth. We show up at Sibley Gardens, my like mom squad, and we each brought her a bouquet of flowers and a bottle of wine. And Sibley Gardens is very like formal and fancy, and we're like rowdy. So like we came in and everyone was like dressed nice and whatever, and everyone was like, what in the is going on? Because it was just like a parade of all the mom people surprising my friend Beth, and her face just like lit up and she was like so excited, and we're all pouring flowers on her. That's her feeling cared for, and I'm around these other women who want to make other people feel cared for, and that's just like a social circle. And it was like it felt so good to make her feel so good. And when we were in there, I was like, there was a client here, my old neighbor here, and they're like, we are never going to get Amy out of here ever. Like, because like I'm relational, right? I can't just be like, oh, hey, like I am relational. I want to be around, make people feel good, like, let them know how much I value them. And as we're leaving, this guy comes up to me and I'm like hugging him, like I'm talking like bear hug, like squeezing the shit out of me. Like I was like, and I was like, oh my gosh. He's like, it's so good to see you. Oh my gosh. Like blah, 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 blah. It's been so long. I've been seeing everything you're doing on social media, like whatever, like super sweet, super nice. And they were like, who is that? I was like, oh, it's one of my clients. And they were like, what? Right? Like, I know, like not everyone's a hugger, but you need to be, because you watch it. Like that's freaking love right there, right? That is like huge. And I'm like, that's a client. And like, I worked with him twice. We stay in contact, and he just became a grandpa. And I was like, oh, it's so good to see you. I was like, I guess I have to call you grandpa now, and just joking with him. And he's cracking up and he goes, is it the gray? Is it the gray? And I'm like, no. I was like, you look great, whatever. And it was just such a great interaction. I'm like, God, it's so nice. And I'll tell you, the majority of times I run into my clients, that's exactly how they respond to me. And I'm like, how cool is that, right? There's no way they're not going to use me again. There's no way they're not going to tell their friends and family about me, because I'm going to be memorable in their life because they know I care, and I like shout him out when I see little pictures of him online or whatever, like, I see you, grandpa, or whatever, like, oh, you're spoiling him again, or whatever, like something, so that they know that I actually care and I genuinely care. So elevating the people around you is so important, right? So we're ingrained to be selfish, right? By nature, we are selfish people. Like it's just our nature is to think about ourselves first. So elevating the people around you is so important, because it makes you think outside of yourself, right? Like it makes you think like, I always like think like, I want to put everyone else above myself. Like that's just how I am. And I don't mean it like, obviously you have to take care of you first, so that you're good, so that you can be good to others. But I always want to make people feel great about themselves, right? And so if you do that, if you pass that on to people, like it's infectious. And I feel like by making other people feel good, I feel good, and it's just like, it's this reciprocal, circular thing. And it's just, it really is a beautiful thing. But you also like be around people that elevate you. Does anyone have that friend where you're around them and you're like, oh, just like help? Like I have a couple of friends, like I'm around them and they literally like take every ounce of energy to be around, because they're negative, they're depressed, and one thing's bad after another. And like, I'll leave and I will literally feel drained. Like, and it's painful sometimes. Like, it's like, I'm doing it because I care, right? It's not like I don't care, but that's not who I'm going to spend the majority of my time with, because who you surround yourself is who you are with, right? So there's so many of you, like, I hang out with you and like, I feel like I'm laughing, I'm hyped, I'm excited, I'm motivated. Like, it's like, that's such a huge difference, right? Like then going and like hanging out with someone that's like, just like everything sucks. When instead of like, oh my gosh, there's so many opportunities, or I'm excited about this, or we're just out having fun or whatever. Like there's like, it's huge. And who you are around is going to dictate how you feel and your level of motivation. If you're around a bunch of people who don't have motivation, guess what? You're not going to feel motivated. If you're if it's a bunch of people that are complaining all the time and negative all the time, guess what? You're going to start complaining right along with them, and you're going to feel negative right along with them. And everything breeds everything. So what you are is who you hang around. So think about that as you're even like social circles. I mean, there's been friends that I've had in my life a long time where I'm just like, it's just not working for me. Will I still be polite with them? Sure. If they ask me for dinner 6 months from now, sure, I'll grab dinner, but that's not who I'm going to prioritize, right? I want to prioritize people that are like-minded, that are going to encourage me, and that if I'm encouraging them, they're going to do something with it, right? Someone who is true, this is huge to me, because that person that's negative, maybe in your family, sometimes it sucks, but it may be someone in your family, but someone who is truly your family wants to see you grow, thrive, exceed, and excel. That's family, right? Because that's someone who actually cares about you and your well-being, right? So that's family to me. So find, nurture, and attract the right relationships. All right, the next one, body. So you can change your body in 90 days. You could be totally different from here to there in 90 days if you put your mind to it. You stop eating junk, cookies, I'll miss you, rip cookies, and start working out, right? Like take care of yourself, get to the gym, start walking. You know, we're talking even in here, like maybe our meetings are walking, or maybe we totally unplug and we walk for a half hour, like put some boots on and a winter coat and just walk. And like, I'm telling you, I started walking about, I don't know, maybe a year ago. And I'm like, just to be outside, like I am not by nature an outdoorsy person. I always say I'm an indoorsy girl. Like do not take me to the woods. I do not hiking. Like I will die. Like vacation to me is not a cabin in the woods. It's not up north. Like that is not a vacation. I don't want to swim in a nasty lake. Like, I am not outdoorsy, but I will go on a boat. I'll go to the beach. Like if it's tropical, like I'll make some exceptions. I'll sit by a pool. Holler if you're interested. But I, by nature, am not an outdoorsy person. I don't want to be outside. Like, I don't like sweating. I don't like bugs. Like there's a lot of things, but I will say I started walking and I do feel like it's been so good for my mental space and good, like physically, like, and, my husband started walking too. He was, I think he got up to like, I don't know if I can share this. He's not on the Zoom. So he was like 240 pounds and he started walking. He was like, I'm committing. I'm walking 10,000 steps a day, period. I'm walking 10,000 steps a day. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm walk 10,000 steps a day. So he started at his lunch at work to walk and then started walking in the evenings. And he ended up losing literally like 45 pounds, like, wait, was that right? 40 pounds. He got to like 200. He's 6'2", like he's a tall dude. So like, but just because he committed to doing that. And obviously he started because you're putting some physical exertion out, right? You're going to make better choices, right? You're going to eat better because you're like, well, I don't want to, I mean, to me, I was always like, oh, to exercise to eat. Which is kind of true still, but it's like, I will eat less. Like I might eat something I like because I worked out, but I'll eat less of it, right? You'll make a slightly better choices. So that little, like I'm putting a little bit of workout effort in. So I'm going to,
Not have cookies for breakfast.
not have cookies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. Yeah. Maybe just one meal of cookies, right? So I identify, and there's all different things, right? There's fad diets, there's, you know, you can do portion control. I mean, there's so many choices that you can do, but just doing something, because I swear to God, I can feel the difference. And I know Mike will back me up on this, and I don't know if Lisa's still on, but if you are eating well, you feel different, right? I don't know. Has anyone ever ate really healthy for a while? Anybody in here? Hands up, hands up. Don't you feel like a different person? Aren't you like, oh, this is how I can feel? Like, it is crazy. Like your energy goes through the roof. I feel like my whole body feels better. My mentality feels better. I'm like, I'm eating vegetables. I don't think I ate a vegetable for the month of December. I swear to God. And if I did, it had ranch on it, lots. Like, and it was probably 2 pieces of broccoli. But once I started, like just this week, I'm like, all right, more salads, blah, blah, blah. And I already feel more energetic. I'm like, okay, I feel better. And I think, combining obviously those two where you're eating well and doing physical activity, that's where it is, right? The balance of the two. So action plan. These are the 5 things that I think will be kind of your action plan to get you to the next level. So you need to meet people, right? So I'm switching gears here and just kind of setting you up for 2023. You need to meet people. You need to be out there, put yourself out there, go to networking events, volunteer, be social, do things that get you in front of people constantly. Like if you're shy, too bad. Do you want to be successful? You're not shy anymore. You're talking to people, you're going to places, you're the first person to meet people. You're the first person to walk up and introduce yourself. You need to put yourself out there, because the more relationships you have, the more everything is going to come together in your life, right? Because you may meet someone that is doing something that you're like, oh, I've always wanted to do that. Now you have a person to learn from. Or you may meet someone that says, hey, I need a realtor. And guess what? We're all that. Or mortgage lender. But you have to get yourself out there, right? Or you're at a networking event. Maybe you make a connection with somebody from a different area, that isn't in our immediate area. And they're like, oh, I really liked Herman when I met him at that event. I'm going to refer this person to him because that's outside of my circle. That's outside of my radius that I service, whatever. But it's all meeting people, right? And so maybe you're just meeting a friend that's going to be the one that is like, you know what, I'd like to be your workout partner, or I'd like to whatever, like do mindset work together, whatever it is. So put yourself out there so that you're meeting people. Good content. Number 2, good content. So you want to make sure 2 things. You're taking in good content, right? You're listening to podcasts that are building up your mentality. Like while I'm working out, I'm listening to real estate podcasts. I want to learn, or I'm listening to motivational speakers. I want someone to pump me up, right? So bring good content into your life. Block out all the negative. There is so much negative out there, like negative real estate news, negative people, negative things happening in, the actual like news and around us. Block that out. Fill your mind with good content. You get to choose what you get to listen to. Siri, I'm talking. Sorry, my watch wanted to get involved. I think he had something to contribute. So think about that. He had some good content for me, maybe. But seriously, think about that. Like we have the option. Like I always think like how good like kids have it. For you young kids, you don't know anything about this, but like we remember like watching TV. You'd have to watch every commercial to get to like the next portion of your program. It's not like that. Or the radio, we had to make our own mixtapes by hand, where you're recording it. Oh, it's the top 10. I'm going to, record. It's number 2. And then you start the recording and you're mixing a tape. Like there, we don't have to do that anymore. We can listen to and watch anything we want in the whole world. Workouts, you could never do workouts at home whenever you felt like it. What's your excuse? What's your excuse? I literally I don't even know, probably 5 years ago, I cut out TV for my life. And a lot of people give me crap about this because I'm irrelevant. Like when it comes to Hollywood and all that, I am irrelevant. I don't go to the movies. I don't watch movies. I don't watch TV because what am I getting out of that? What am I getting out of watching whatever? I don't even know. I would name a show right now, but hold on, give me a minute. Yellowstone. I don't know. Go ahead, come at me with the hate if you need to. And I get that that's an unwind for some people, but what if your unwind was something different? What if it was doing something physical for yourself, going on a walk? What if that was your unwind instead of sitting on the couch? What are you going to learn from a TV program? What are you going to get? What is that filling you with? Anything? If that's your version of relaxing, change it up. Try changing it up. Maybe you're reading a book so that you can learn. I don't read, but other people do. No, that's one of the things I do want to start reading. Reading puts me to sleep, so it's relaxing. But what if I get 10 good pages of good content before that puts me to sleep, right? But whatever it is, stop. What I mean, you're not watching. I don't. Who's famous right now? Please help me. This is embarrassing. Watching what? No, I'm not watching TV. I'm not. I don't need them. But no, seriously, if you're watching a movie, how is it elevating you? How is that elevating? Do those people care about you? No. What if instead, during that time, maybe that you would watch a movie, what if you spend your time texting 10 people and telling them why you're grateful for them? What if you spent that time formulating a list of 10 people that you could call the next day? What if it was?
Stacy's.
What'd she
How to
say?
be a rancher from Yellowstone. Good job, neighbor.
Stacey, shut up. No, just teasing. No, and I get it. It is an unwind thing for some people, but what could you achieve if you took that hour or 2 hours that you're just sitting on the couch and did something good for your body, your mind, for other people, or for your business? How would that change your life? Take those 2 hours times 365 days in a year. How would that change your life? How would that change the life of
Me.
other people?
Excuse me, are you suggesting we give up TV?
Get it, coach.
Oh God, come at me, girl. Go ahead.
I gave up TV, gosh, 10 years ago. Best thing I ever did. Best thing I ever did. When I think when we were during lockdown COVID, Bobby and I watched Alone at night before we went to sleep. And that
Yeah.
was kind of cool. It was
Yeah.
just short term because we had a lot more time on our hands.
Yeah.
But the TV I have a TV, I think, in my house, but it doesn't go on. So yeah, it's really about your goals and your dreams, Amy. You're saying it perfectly. Where do you want to be? If you have big goals and dreams, you unfortunately do not have time to sit on the couch and watch TV. You need to be taking care of yourself. You need to be taking care of yourself in a better way. So
Yeah.
good job. Sorry to interrupt.
Thank you. And I feel like I did not plant her into the audience like at all. That was totally ironic. Another non-TV supporter.
How much did you pay her?
I just Venmoed you $20, Lisa. No, but seriously, I mean, it is like, I mean, again, you guys might think I'm crazy and like, obviously I have to apply everything, but maybe a couple things in here might be some value. Okay. So the next thing is repetition, right? So it's easy to do the things one day, right? So like, I'm eating healthy. So I actually am kicking off my health on the 9th, but this week because when my kids go back to school and I have more of like a structured routine, it's way easier for me. Ignore me. I can make excuses too. But it's just like my sleep isn't normal. Like I'm like, oh, it's like I never get whatever. Like things are all over. So once I get like the 9th is midday, right? But even this week I've made better choices. But like it was like day 2 and I'm like, I'm messing up already. So it takes repetition, right? So you have to do the things that it takes to get to where you want repeatedly. It's not just once, it's not twice, it's every day. So I've heard both things. I don't know if anyone can correct me or clarify, but I've heard it takes 21 days to make a habit, and then I've heard it takes 66 days. Anyone have a?
I know what you're talking about. I've heard that, but I don't know
Yeah.
the exact days.
I don't know either. So to me, what has worked for me is 21 days, right? So 21 days, if I do it habitually, and I'm talking like, I'm not taking a break on the weekends, I'm doing it every single day, that makes a habit for me. And I've done it in the past. I actually stopped swearing for a while, believe it or not. Lisa and I did this thing. We had a rubber band on our hand. Every time we would swear, we'd snap the rubber band, and it taught me not to swear. And for 21 days, I didn't swear. And then I didn't for a while after that. And then I started again, but irrelevant. This is a strange goal. I know. We were trying to be ladies. But whatever, like, so what if you did that? What if for 21 days, and I'm saying like 23 days, because I just feel like it's 23. So let's be cool.
Yeah.
It is 21 days. Ashley Googled it. Yes, thank you. My lovely assistant, Ashley. Thank you. No, thank you. So 21 days. Ashley Googled it. Must be true. So 21 days to make a habit. And what if you did that? So I know like in our office, we're going to start like a health challenge, like healthy mind and healthy body, healthy food. And what if we did like a 20, I'm going to do 23 because it's just cool because it's 23, a 23 day challenge starting on the 9th to create those habits. So over the weekend, think of what those are, figure out what your habits are going to be. I know Mike is going hard. He's going hard 75, which frightens me, but I'm so proud of him. But with like in our group, we found like a hard, medium, and soft 75. And so which seems crazy, but it could be literally whatever, just, whatever. I'm going to do this for my mindset. I'm going to do this for my business. I'm going to do this for my body, and, see how that goes for 23 days. So think about that. We'll put something out before Monday about that. And then number 4 is accountability. So we're meet people, good content, repetition. Now we're at accountability. So this is huge, right? So it is so easy to fall off if we're not being held accountable. It's easy to say, oh my gosh, I'm totally going to do that. Because if you're only holding yourself accountable, guess what? We fail ourselves often. It's easy to say, oh, I didn't have time to prospect because I did this. It's easy, that falls off the list because you're doing laundry or you're cooking or you're on the phone or you're scrolling or whatever. So having someone that you can be accountable with to is huge. Having one person or 2 people, depending, like I literally texted my cousin this morning. I'm like, hey, would you be up for being my workout accountability partner? Like, I have a Planet Fitness membership. I can bring a person for free. Like, will you be my partner? And he was like, I need to do this. I can't believe he messaged me. Like, he was like hyped that I did it. And I did it because I ran into my friend Carrie, who's a real estate agent, Kucher for anyone who knows her. But I see her at the gym all the time. We're there at like 5 a.m. and I see her there all the time, and we'll just wave or whatever. Well, she walked over to me and she was like, I am so happy for you. Like, she's congratulating me. We have not really talked in the gym. It's always been like a passing hi. So she came over and she's like, I just want to congratulate you. I love seeing you shine, blah, blah, blah. And we just had this really nice conversation. And then the guy that I always see her work out with walked over and she goes, this is my husband, Joe. And I was like, did she say husband or cousin? That's a very big difference. So like, I couldn't even focus on the conversation because I was like, husband or cousin? Cousin, husband. Like, I could not. And so I was like, can I just time out for a sec? And she was like, sure. I was like, did you say cousin or husband? Because it's just such a big difference. And, unless you're in the South, but whatever. And she goes, no, it's my cousin. And I was like, I love seeing that. She's like, yeah, I just needed some accountability to do this. And I see them in there every single morning, cracking on. And I'm like, how awesome is that? So, and I love my cousin. He was raised like as a brother to me. And unfortunately, he's not very healthy right now. And he knows he's not, but I'm like, maybe I'm the motivation that he needs and he's the consistency that I need. And so we find that balance in the middle. And so I messaged him this morning and we're meeting about it tomorrow to figure out what our plan is going to be. So I'm like, I want accountability. So that's my health accountability, right? So now I need to do my mindset accountability and I need to do my business accountability. So set those up for yourself, because by holding yourself accountable, that's going to be what makes you be consistent, right? And set those good habits. Number 5 is practice and role play. So those can kind of fit into that accountability, right? So you need to be practicing what you're doing and role playing things that you'd like to do, right? So if you're too nervous to make calls right now, then start role playing. Find someone to role play with and practice. If you're nervous to go on your first listing appointment, your first buyer consultation, find someone, practice, role play it, because the more you practice, the more comfortable you're going to be. Like, I'm constantly practicing everything that I do so that I can be successful at what I do when I actually put it into play. And the more that you practice, the more confident you're going to feel and the more your nerves are going to be set aside. So part of that obviously plays into accountability. Now, I know like some of you guys I work with on some level in different groups, and go back to that for a second. That practice and role play, that's something that needs to be part of the habit, right? So that's part of the consistency, and you're not going to do it once, right? And there is a difference like in that, especially if you're learning from someone who maybe is the next step above you, where they're not just showing you one time, you're training them, right? So it's not just like, I'm going to show you this one time, I'm training you, right? So maybe it's your partners, you're doing a listing appointment. You're not going to show them, like if I showed someone how to do a listing appointment, I'm going to show them once. I'm going to show them multiple times, maybe in a couple of different ways, and then train them. Oh, okay, now it's your turn, you do it, and then train them. Nope. I would do this different. I would do this different. Like I've done that with Herman several times. I'm like, I would change that a little bit or change how you're saying that or the wording or whatever. Like just to fine tune what you're doing. I have this thing that I wrote. I'm like, abs, like gaining abdominal muscles, which I do not have, they're somewhere in there, is uncomfortable, right? But not having them is uncomfortable too, right? So I noticed like, even like putting my shoes on, like after the break, I was like, there they are. Like, it's like, I just squish everything together, like just to tie my shoes. And I'm like, okay, this is uncomfortable too, right? Getting abs is uncomfortable, right? You got to work hard, you got to eat right, whatever. But it's also uncomfortable to feel like down and bummed out and okay. And I am nice. I think you guys all know that. I try to be nice, but I'm also like, there's an edge to me, right? But historically, I have been nice, right? I've been nice to people, whatever. But I also have to be tough. I know that I need to learn to be a little bit meaner with people, push people a little bit harder, hold them to what they commit to doing a little bit more. I'll get them to say, nope, I need something measurable. I need something you need to be held accountable for. But I know that I need to be mean, right? Because me being mean is because I care, right? So I think, some of us as leaders will be like, oh, no, it's okay, and fluff things off. But sometimes we have to be tough on people, right? Sometimes we have to push them and say, nope, I expect better out of you. That just saying, yeah, I'll do it isn't okay. Actually do it. Just a couple of announcements, and then I'll take some if people have questions. We are going to start some sort of health challenge on Monday, and we'll put that out in all of the groups. Con Ed, January 25th, register. There's an Eventbrite link. If you need it, just shout it out. It's like $60 and you get lunch, and it's with Michigan Institute of Real Estate. And awesome. And they're coming here to our Wyandotte office. And we do have I have an open house opportunity in Livonia. If anyone's interested, from 1 to 3 on Sunday. If you're interested, hit me up. And does anyone else have anything, feedback, anything they'd like to contribute, or you want to say a few words? I mean,
There's an event next Friday.
oh my gosh, sorry. I did the announcements last. So next Friday, UWM, I think you can still get tickets. And if you can't, if you like, because I tried to like register someone, but it said it was full, let me know, because I think I can still get people in. But it's at UWM. It's free. Mike Mackin is going to be on stage bringing some fire about mindset, right? I mean, relationships, yes. And so he's going to be on stage, and it should be amazing content. It's 10 to 3, correct?
I'm supposed to go in around 2:30.
Mike will be on around 2:30 for anyone.
Represent your boy, represent.
Yes, yeah, represent. Like let's support and just come out. And again, I went to, and it's free, completely free. And this is one of those things. Take advantage. You will go there and you will learn something for free, right? And so anytime that we can do this, and like she's got some like great speakers that are going to be there as well. And I know like last time I went to UWM, I got a lot out of it, and they put together a great event. So come out, anyone that can, and just support and learn. Seriously. Anyone else have anything? Yes.
I actually posted a quote last week and I found it somewhere, and I thought it was like really, it honestly reflects on the entire meeting that you just described. And it's like, I think it was like, you are your life's biggest or most valuable, like, what does it say? Investment. Yeah. And it's so true.
You are your life's
most valuable
most
investment.
valuable investment.
All of this pertains, like you have to be, accountable, and you have to have a skill set and a mindset,
Mhm.
and, goals
Yeah.
and basically invest in yourself, like you said.
I love that. I love
So-
that. Anyone on Zoom have anything?
Well, I have one thing.
Oh, Eamon?
And, again, getting my mindset better and stuff, and, I said it on the group chat, if you don't hear it, but, the guy I've been following, he's talks about the fear of failure, and it's not the fear of failure, it's the fear of like maybe being love or acceptance or, when you fail, it's a personified person, and you show it, and then you start saying like, see, I told myself like, if I did this came true, so I shouldn't do it. So you have to, he just says, the first thing he says is like, I like it because of good curses. He's like, first thing, you gotta fucking know, you're gonna fucking fail. And that's it, you're gonna fail, but it's what
Yeah.
you do after that. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't consider it fail, it's like I fell down, now I gotta get it back up. But
Yeah.
however you wanna project it, that's up to you. You're gonna mess up. Even the most billionaire people has messed up.
For sure.
And the only difference was they got it back up and took that next step. And don't see it as a failure, see it as an accomplishment. Okay, maybe I want to do this time.
Yeah.
Or here's a red flag.
Yeah. Yeah. Eman's talking about like, if you feel like it's a failure, if something like didn't go the way you planned or something didn't work out the way you thought it would, like, don't let that hold you back, right? Like you're going to mess up. Like I did eat chips at lunch the other day, even though I wasn't supposed to, and I could have shamed myself, but I didn't, right? I was like, all right, for the rest of the day, I'm going to eat healthy. And I lost a pound that day. So like, I'm like, it's all about like redirecting yourself. You might mess up. You may make 50 calls and not get anything. But again, you're putting the work in, right? So what if call number 51 is where the magic happens, right? So just force yourself to do it. Lisa, do you have something?
Yes, I did want to announce that the Rising Stars does start next week, Wednesday, 4:30. It's going to be exclusively Zoom unless otherwise there will be certain dates that we do get together. So if you all want to get together, if you're taking the course and you want to get together and make that a thing, we welcome that, of course. If anybody's taking the course and wants to do it as a group at any of the offices. And then I wanted to say thank you, Amy. You always bring the fire, you inspire us, and your training is amazing. So thank you so much for all that you do for us. We appreciate you.
Thanks. Yeah. No, I love that idea. We've been talking about doing like watch parties here for like the fast forward movement. So in EXP and just in real estate, there's all different layers, right? So we like Lisa helps like the babies, right? The newbies, like people that are just getting started. Her content is amazing. And she has got like a systematized, like week by week by week. And anyone who has taken it knows you will get value. It teaches you from like, I was just born a real estate agent to like 16 weeks, right, Lise?
Yes.
I think it's okay.
Yes,
16,
16.
Carlos verified, but she's going to hold you guys to it, right? Like she's nice like I am, but she's going to hold you guys to it. So if you decide to join, you need to be committed. It's 16 weeks long. And then at the end, she's giving people a certificate for completion, which I think is awesome. And I'm hoping that, anyone, seriously, if you've not taken it, take it. It's going to be what sets you apart and sets you up for success. It gives you all of the baseline information that you need, period. So I think we would be good to open our office at, 4:30 on Wednesdays so that you can have a watch party here at our office.
Sure.
We have all these TVs, watch together, learn, grow together. That's huge. And then on Mondays, we were talking about watching the fast forward movement here because that's kind of like the next level. So you've had a little bit of success in real estate. All right, let's push you guys up. And I know Corey is doing some business training on January 19th down in the country, down on the farm, in Monroe, Ada. Yes, I know. Ada. Farm fresh. But he's having a training at 11:30 on the 19th. It was where we were this Thursday, which is the credit union in Monroe. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Did anyone have anything else? Good. Do you want to? If you say something, okay, this is the thing. I'm gonna let Mike close this. It's 10 o'clock. So
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
right. Plan on 8.
No, what I love about this, and what everybody knows is what Amy says she lives at. She's not out here putting on a show. She's not pretending. That's what you hear is what you get. She's genuine. She's amazing. It took her a long time to get to be the person that she is. It takes work, but she is who she says she is, who she portrays herself to be. we're all working on ourselves. We're all trying to get better. We're all trying to learn. We're all trying to grow. That takes work, but she's one of the most genuine, amazing people that I know, because that's every day, that's who we get. And I'm blessed to have her here, and everyone else I feel should feel the same way. About the relationship part, go to these events, go meet people, go talk, whether you're timid or you're outgoing. That next relationship that you establish may be the most important relationship you've ever made in your life. But you won't know unless you go pursue those. You walk into a room, me and Herm, we had a talk a couple of weeks ago. I said, Herm, you walk into a room with 50 people. You don't walk in and go, hey, I'm Herman, I'm 19. I just got my license. What'd I tell you? I said, you walk in, you command the room, right? You prep yourself. I don't care if the president, LeBron James, and Taylor Swift is all sitting at a table. I walk right up to the table like, hey, how's everybody doing? Let me tell you who I am. But when you establish those relationships, that next one might be a waste. You got to know good relationships from bad. Be able to tell the difference. The bad ones, the toxic, let them go. Just makes more room for those good ones. But the more relationships you make, the better odds you have of making those next valuable relationships. It might be another agent, because guess what? You meet an agent, you guys hit it off. A month later, he's a listing agent on a house that you want to put an offer in. Oh, damn, that's Mike. And man, he was awesome. You already have an upper hand, regardless about who your client is. You now have a rapport. It's all about building rapport with these people. But you never know who that next relationship is going to be and what they're going to be able to bring to your life or your career or your level of success. So go out there, be confident in yourself. Everybody in this room, I firsthand know, is a badass. In some way, shape, or form, everyone here is amazing. And we're all the best at something, but we just don't figure it out. I just realized 2 years ago that I'm supposed to be doing this. It took me 48 years to realize what my life was supposed to be. And I've done it all. I've done it all. So you got to keep going, because you never know that next opportunity, that next relationship could be the next person that you bump into at the grocery store, or you sit down next to at the bar, or you go to an event and shake somebody's hand. You got to be out there making connections. Two most important things to be successful in this business: relationships, networking. You don't have to know all the details of a house. You don't have to know all the details of the contracts and the legalities, but if you're a good person that can network and build strong quality relationships, trust me, it'll change the whole game of your career. And that's what I'm talking about next. They literally came to me and said, you're the best person that we know that establishes and maintains great relationships. That's why I was asked to speak next Friday. And I wholeheartedly believe that. That's why I'm like, that's easy, because I do that every day of my life. But get out there and just establish good you don't even have to talk real estate. You could walk, we was doing a networking events. You could be in this room with 10, 20, 50 different people. You might never even say the word real estate, but you might establish a connection there that goes past that day. You exchange numbers. They got something that could service you. You got something that could benefit them on some level. Boom, you just expanded your network. The more you do that, the more assets you have surrounding you. It's that simple. If you sit home on the couch and think you're going to do business, you better watch Yellowstone with Stacy. You better learn to ranch. But get that. If I can tell you one thing, get out there, be proud of who you are and what you do, and go out there and talk to people. Go out there and establish relationships. And I promise you, one day that next relationship is going to be the best relationship you've ever had. And it's going to take you to a new level. So
And that's like your sneak preview for next Friday.
it was. And if you want to hear more, no, not yet. It's still free. The video's being made. No, just kidding. So does anyone have anything on that part? Is anyone like something that you struggle with that? Something that does that resonate with anybody? Is there anything that anyone want to speak on that at all? Herm, you got anything? Mike?
Well, just to break out of my comfort zone of going places that I don't know anyone. Sign up for the Mark Z boot camp. It's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Mhm.
I don't go to all of them, but you go to a few of them.
Yep.
For like the month, and I'm going there by myself. I don't know who anyone else is
Sure.
gonna be there. I might meet someone there.
You wanna ride together on Monday?
There you go. They're talking about the Mark Z boot camp next week.
I'll meet you there.
Hey, Mike, I want to shout out to somebody who's not even old enough to join the military yet. They showed up.
Yes.
This morning.
We do have a special guest that's in the building today. We had a lovely young lady walk in the door yesterday. Her name is Megan. She's a junior at Roosevelt High School, and she literally came in the door and said, I need to speak to the boss. Well, something like that. Let me hype it up a little bit. I was told to come speak to the boss. But she did. And she stood right there and asked to speak to me, and she's interested in real estate. She's 17. This is why I go talk to high school kids. This is an amazing industry to be in, and they don't know about it. But Megan does. And she came looking for it because she wants to learn more. So I said, you're not in school tomorrow, right? No, come join us. Get a little taste of what we do. The door is open to her every day. She can come in and sit, shadow. That excites me. This next generation. I mean, we have Herman's young, Hannah's young. We have all these young bucks that are hungry to learn. We're going to do everything we can to help them, right? We got an awesome crew around here, and we love to share and train, and just that really impressed me. So, you know,
Awesome.
Megan is here, so that's our special guest. All right, Amy, I went over 2 minutes, so. Yeah. No, have a great weekend, right? Think about what Amy said. It all starts with your mind. Don't let you beat yourself up in your head, because it's so easy to do. So easy. Go, Big Dog at EXP. Your biggest enemy is your inner me. They will throw every doubt, every fear, as in this side, will throw every doubt, every fear, everything that will discourage you from going and doing what you want to do. You got to be able to just compress that. Flip it to bird, say, look, I'm doing this. Once you get out of your own head, and you walk in with confidence, you wake up with confidence, you handle your day with confidence, you hit the gym with confidence, it's a different ballgame. So your mindset is number one. Focus on your mindset. Once you build internally, and then it starts to, expand externally. Now everyone starts to see it. That's what we're doing here. Everyone in this office is hearing the fact that we got a vibe going on. Everybody in here is part of that vibe. It ain't just me or Amy or Michael or we got a vibe going on. Are we doing it intentionally? No, we're just cool ass people. But we are confident in ourselves and in our team and in what we're doing. And at the end of the day, that just pours outside these walls. So just be confident. Everyone in here is a badass. I'm proud of everybody in here. I'm so glad everyone's here. We had almost 20 people on Zoom. We're at almost 35 to 40 people in the training.